Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about the air bladder of fishes. The air bladder is also known as swim bladder. A characteristic organ of bony fishes is a gas-filled pneumatic sac that is called air bladder or swim bladder, which is lying dorsal to digestive tract directly beneath the vertebral column and mesonephric kidneys, but outside xylem. Swim bladder does not occur in elasmobranchs. However, it is found in all bony fishes except a few bottom dwellers. So, air bladder is characteristics of bony fishes. Then the air bladder arises as an outgrowth from the esophageal region of the alimentary canal. It shows a great diversity in mode of development, structure, and function in different fishes. It lies ventral to alimentary canal in Polypterus, laterally in Dipnoi, and dorsally or dorsoventrally in teleosts. So, first in this slide we will discuss about the condition in ganoids and dipnoids. So, in most primitive fishes, the air bladder serves as an accessory respiratory organ or lung, which seems to have been its original function. In Polypterus, that is a member of Chondrostei, one of the most primitive bony fishes living today. It is a smooth-walled bilobed sac with a short left and long right lobe. So you can see here this is the Polypterus, and you can see here the smaller left lobe and the larger right lobe, and the position is ventral. Then in lungfishes, Protopterus or Lepidosiren, this is the Protopterus and Lepidosiren swim bladder. The condition is similar, but the two lobes are equal in size and have thick vascular walls with alveoli and septa. Next, in the Australian lungfish Neoceratodus, air bladder consists of a single lobe lying dorsal to gut but still connected ventrally to esophagus by a narrow pneumatic duct passing down along the right side of gut. In the Holosteans, Aemia and Lepidosteus, air bladder is a single large and highly vascular lobe lying dorsal to esophagus and its pneumatic duct also opening dorsally into the esophagus. Thus, in Aemia and Lepidosteus, the air bladder serves as both a respiratory organ and a hydrostatic organ. Yes. Then next, the condition in the teleos fishes. Air bladder in higher bony fishes or teleos is the most specialized, playing little or no part in respiration and primarily serving as a hydrostatic organ. Two types of air bladder are known. In the more generalized groups of teleos, the air bladder retains connection with the gut via pneumatic duct, just as in ganoids and dipnoi. Such an open air bladder is called physostomus. You can see here, and these are the example of physostomus. In the teleost erythrinus, the air bladder has a lateral attachment to gut. This one. In the more specialized teleos, the duct becomes atrophied or lost. Such a closed or ductless air bladder is called physoclistus. This one, the physoclistus air bladder. Then next is the structure of a teleostean air bladder. A typical teleostean air bladder is a thin-walled, gas-filled sac lying dorsal to alimentary canal, extending the entire length of the body cavity. The gases are similar to those dissolved in water, that is O2, CO2 and N2. In higher physoclistus teleos, the air bladder tends to be divided in two chambers demarcated by a constriction with a sphincter. This is the constriction you can see here. These are the constrictions on both the sides, which divides the air bladder into two chambers. Then the wall of anterior chamber has a remarkable red body or red gland, so called because of its color. It contains a compact mass of interlacing fine capillaries called rete mirabili. These are here, you can see rete mirabili on the anterior chamber. The red gland receives blood from ciliaco-mesenteric artery. This is the ciliaco-mesenteric artery, and empties into the hepatic portal vein. This is a hepatic portal vein. Gases in the bladder come from blood secreted by the red gland. The posterior chamber is thin-walled and forms the oval gland, which permits reabsorption of gases by the blood. So this is the posterior chamber of oval gland, which permits reabsorption of gases by the blood. Secretion and reabsorption are under the control of autonomic nervous system. In physostom fishes with air bladder connected to pharynx by a duct, air can also be gulped or bubbled through the mouth. So this is the structure of the air bladder. Then there are some functions of the air bladder, and the most important function is the respiration. So in lower or intermediate fishes such as ganoids and lungfishes, the air bladder serves as a lung. These fishes come to water surface regularly to gulp air. In physostomous teleos, that is air bladder connected to the pharynx, which also gulps air. The bladder serves an accessory respiratory organ. Even in Physoclistus, that is ductless teleus, the bladder is said to store oxygen to be utilized during deficiency. Then, after respiration, the second most important function of air bladder is hydrostasis. That is, the air bladder in teleus function chiefly as a hydrostatic organs and helps to keep the weight of the body equal to the volume of water displaced by the fish. The secretion of more gases means lower specific gravity so that the fish rises in water. Reabsorption of gases means increased specific gravity and the fish sinks. Thus, the fish is able to rise or sink and maintain its equilibrium or position in water without any muscular effect due to the presence of air bladder. So, the second important function of air bladder is hydrostatic. Then the third function is sound production. Some fishes are able to produce sounds with the gases inside air bladder by the use of special muscles attached to air bladder. But the actual mechanism is not understood. However, some fishes can produce grunting, hissing, or drumming sound. The circulation of air inside the bladder causes the vibration of incomplete septa, which in turn produces sounds. Sound may also be produced by compression of extrinsic and intrinsic musculature of the swim bladder. So this is the third function, sound production. The first production is respiration, second production is hydrostatic, and the third production is sound production. Then the fourth function is audition. In Cypriniformis, a series of small bones called the Weberian ossicles connects the air bladder and perilymph cavity containing internal ear. Low frequency vibrations of the contained gas induced by noise in water are transmitted by the ossicles to the membranous labyrinth. Thus, these fishes can hear. So, there are the four functions of the air bladder: first respiration, second hydrostasis, third sound production, and then the fourth is audition. Next, now we will discuss about the phylogenetic relationship with tetrapod lungs of the air bladder. So there is a striking similarity between the swim bladder in fishes and lungs of tetrapods in origin, structure, and development. This suggests a positive phylogenetic relationship between the two, that is the lungs of the tetrapods and the air bladder of fishes. Probably both arose phylogenetically as pharyngeal pouches. No vertebrate exhibits both a swim bladder and a lung. While swim bladders are characteristics of fish, lungs are characteristics of tetrapods. This leads to the previous view that both are homologous and that the swim bladder was precursor or forerunner of the lungs of higher forms, but this is not supported by any geological evidence. According to the present view, lungs are more primitive since they are present in the most primitive fishes, dipnoi, organoids, while the swim bladders of the higher fishes, that is teleos, is a specialized modification of lungs. Further, there are basic differences between the two. The lungs function primarily as respiratory organ, arise from ventral pharyngeal wall and get blood supply from six aortic arches. On the other hand, swim bladders are primarily hydrostatic organs, arise from dorsal or dorsolateral esophageal wall and get blood supply from dorsal aorta. So, this is the phylogenetic relationship between the tetrapod lungs and air bladder of fishes. Then the evolution of air bladder and lung. In this topic, fossil record indicates that early bony fishes uh, evolved lungs as an adaptation to the unreliable freshwater conditions of the Devonian period. Their lungs were similar to those of the African lungfishes and originated as a pair of ventral sac-like pouches connected to pharynx or esophagus by a single duct. From this generalized condition, three lines of evolution emerged. The first one line led to the air bladder or swim bladder of most modern teleosts by a gradual shift of origin from and connection with the gut from the ventral to dorsal side. So there is a gradual shift of origin from and connection with the gut from ventral to dorsal side. The lateral attachment to the gut of the air bladder in the teleost, erythrinus and other transitional or intermediate stages seen in certain species support this view. Thus, the dorsal swim bladder became a hydrostatic organ or for flotation instead of breathing. Second line of evolution without change in position but with extensive internal folding led to lungs for respiration found in land vertebrates. They were lost in elasmobranch and few teleosts. So this is the origin and evolution of fish. Then in the last we will discuss about the electric organs of fishes in this video. That is, the some fishes like cartilaginous electric ray, that is torpedo, have electric organs which give powerful shocks to swimmers and fishermen. An extreme case of specialization is the bony electric eel, that is Electrophorus electricus. This one the Electrophorus electricus, and this is the torpedo. So in extreme case of specialization in Electrophorus electricus of the Amazon, it is nearly 1.5 meter long and the posteroventral 4/5 part of its body is occupied by the electric organ. You can see here the position, the 4/5 part of the body is occupied by electric organs and it can generate electricity up to 600 volts in potential with a maximum output of 1000 watts. So these are the electric organs. These are the organ for protection and for the attack also in fishes, the electric organ. So that's all about the swim bladder or air bladder of fishes and electric organs in fishes. These are the diagrams which are taken from the textbook of zoology modern, that is vertebrates, R.L. Kottpal. Thank you very much.